All right, so I feel like this isn't really talked about enough when it comes to trading. It's what separates a winning trader from a losing trader on both red days and green days. So it's not about whether you have a losing day or winning day, because every single one of us do. It's about how you respond to those days. So let's start off with with losing days. So first off, you have to accept the loss. You cannot fight it. You cannot justify it, and definitely do not try to make it back immediately. So revenge trading, that's something that you should not do whatsoever. Losses are part of the game. It's literally the moment you start letting your losses affect your mindset, you've already lost twice. So like you have to completely disregard any sort of emotions that come with losses. Okay, so you have to treat losses as a lesson. So I usually don't like saying that I took a loss or oh, I took an L today. If anything, I say I took a lesson today. All right. So I never let losses affect me mentally. And I never want it to affect me coming back into trading. Okay. I never want to come back with a loser's mindset trying to make all that back. That's just like a gambling mindset right there. Okay. So, like I said, the moment you already let it affect you in your mind, you already lost twice. Okay. Winning traders don't get emotional on red days. They basically just they go back and analyze it. So here's some things that I do, and I think that could help other traders that are watching this who are still maybe new into trading, what you could do better and do differently when it comes to red days. The first thing I do, as soon as I hit my, let's just say for example, I have a trading rule of two losses or two trades, whether win both, lost both, won one, and lost the other one, whatever it is, two trades max on the day. Completely log yourself out of the account immediately as soon as you win or lose a trade, regardless. This stops you out from revenge trading, which is like a guaranteed way to just dig yourself a deeper hole. Okay, so that's something that like you definitely need to understand, that you cannot revenge trade. It'll fuck you up so badly. I never really had this problem, but I know other people struggle with it. I was actually just helping out a student of mine, not really a student, I don't like calling people students, but I was just helping someone out in my Discord with it. He took like 15 trades in the span of 2 days. That's 7 trades a day, which is like absurd. That's something you should not be doing. It's completely going to fuck up your mindset. I really suggest having people only having 1 to 2 trades a day max. Like eventually, once you get better at trading and you have more experience later on in the future, you can move on to having 3 or 4. But that's later on in the future once you have more experience. I personally don't even do it. I've had 2 years of trading experience and not once have I taken over 3 trades. You know what I mean? So my max loss or my max trade amounts is 3, but I rarely ever go to 3. I always just stick to 2 and be done. Most of the times I don't even hit 2 trades. I literally just take 1 trade and I'm pretty much done for the day, whether it's a win or a loss. I just don't want it to affect me mentally, which it doesn't, but I would much rather just be done for the day. Okay. Stepping away from the charts is literally very key when it comes to trading. You cannot be sitting in front of the charts all day. Like if you want to get away from the 9 to 5, but you sit on the charts from market open to market close, you're doing something completely wrong. Okay. You're going to put yourself in analysis paralysis. Literally, for example, let's just take you take a loss. All right. Go for a run, hit the gym, take your dog out on a walk. I don't know, take your girlfriend out to dinner, whatever it could be. Just go hang out with someone to completely let your mind go free from trading. As soon as you're done and you close your computer, you should not be thinking about trading. Obviously, this is something that's like part of your life. It's become part of your life, but it should not. Like if you take a loss and you're like, you close your computer, fuck, bro, why did I take that trade? Oh my God. That's something that you need to stop doing. You need to completely disregard any sort of emotions that you have tied with trading, because once you let it affect your outside life of trading, it's just going to come back into your actual trading journey and completely mess you up. So that's why I like telling people, it's just like if it really affects you, like if you close your computer and you're like, fuck, go for a run. Physical activity is literally going to like it completely detaches your mind from what you did. Okay, like when I go on a run, I don't think about the loss that I took. I don't think about the win that I took. I just think about staying staying, what's the word? I don't know, motivated for my run, whatever it could be. You know, you don't think about the winning trade or the winning or the losing trade that you had when you're on the run. I completely forget that I'm an even trader. Okay, so physical movement definitely helps you like clear your mind. You know, take a break from how emotional trading is. And like it's not going to come immediately where you're going to know all these steps, what to do when you lose a trade or win a trade, whatever. It's going to come with time. Okay. But another thing I like to do is journal my loss. And this doesn't just come with, taking a loss. It comes with taking a win as well. I like writing it down on Notion personally. I take a screenshot of the setup that I had. I talk about, how my bias, how I was feeling while entering the trade, the exact trade that I took, any outside confluences on the charts that would have convinced my trade to go up the other way. Basically just like notes at the end and all that kind of stuff. I love doing that. If you guys want, I'll post a picture up on here of like an example of like a trade that I took that you can use. But anyway, moving on. This is going to help you better your emotions because you're writing something down that was in the moment. Okay, you have to be brutally honest with yourself because this is something that you should be doing every single day. You should be brutally honest with yourself when it comes to journaling. Were you greedy? Okay, did you force into a trade that wasn't there? Did you cut your winners too early? Did you even journal your trade? Did you write down like at the end of the trade or at the end of the journal, did you do everything that you needed to do when it comes to trading or in your journal, whatever it could be, just journal your trades. And this doesn't come with journaling your trades. I also like to journal my entire day. So at the end of the night, before I go to sleep, I take about 5 to 6 minutes. I go into Notion and I wrote down everything that I did throughout the day. I talked about how I felt throughout the day, anything I did wrong that I should improve on. If I let's just say, for example, I scrolled on TikTok for too long, okay? That's something I need to improve on. So what I'm gonna do for the next day is to make sure that I don't do that again, okay? So I have that written down on here and in my head, knowing the fact that I should not be doing that, you know what I mean? But with also with journaling, it helps you to look back on what you did so you don't make the same mistake again. So for example, like if I took like a shitty entry, okay, I kind of jumped into a trade too early, or I took a different approach on a trade, okay, what I can do is write down exactly what I did and why this trade did not work out, and make sure that in the future, if I'm ever seeing a similar setup, to not take it, because there's a chance that it might completely go in the wrong direction and stuff like that. All right. Another thing I really like doing after I'm done trading, whether it's a win or a loss, I love to backtest, okay? Once you've calmed down a little bit and you revisit your strategy and backtest that same setup, you kind of have to ask yourself, did your trade align with your trading rules or your edge? Was it like a high quality setup? Was it A+ setup? Was it a shitty setup? Whatever it could be. Backtesting is it reinforces your confidence when it comes to trading in your system, and it kind of helps you spot anything that you need adjustments with. Okay, so for example, with inverse fair value gaps, I've been noticing a lot that I've been missing retracement backs into inverse fair value gaps, because what they do is they create the inverse, but they never retrace back into it. So what I've started to do within my trading is I just take it based off the inverse, not even a retracement. If I get a retracement, then I can add more contracts into it because I have more confidence within that trade. So that's something that also helps me with trading, is just it helps you to revisit and see what you could do differently. Okay, so you ever think about it as like a car, for example. Okay, you have a totaled car or whatever, you put a new engine in it, it still doesn't run right, but that's why you adjust a few things. You might adjust the timing. If you know about cars, you adjust the timing, just the air fuel ratio, whatever it could be. You're basically going into it and just adjusting certain things, okay? Another thing is literally just learning from the loss. So every losing day is basically, like I said in the very beginning of this video, every losing day is a lesson. Okay, so it's an opportunity for you to grow. You ask yourself at the end of the day, was there a lesson for me? Maybe it's about patience, maybe it's about risk management, whatever it is. Write it down in your journal and just make sure you apply it when you're moving forward. Okay, so that's why I always tell people I never take losses as a loss. Okay, I like to take it as a learning lesson. Okay, I like to take it as a business expense because basically that's what it is. If you're thinking of a loss that way, that's going to completely like redirect your mind when it comes to you taking a loss. It's going to help you to completely detach yourself from the trades and from the money aspect when it comes to trading. Okay, so another thing, it's kind of like an outside thing, but it's literally taking care of yourself. Okay, so losing days can 100% drain your energy and confidence, especially like your ability to think, certainly. So like a recharge, it's very important for you. So whether it's going outside like I talked about, read a book, whatever it could be, literally just like spend time with people that you love, because it's definitely super important when it comes to that. All right, so I also kind of feel like winning days are very important as well. So it's something that should not be overlooked. And I feel like no one really talks about it in the trading space or on like YouTube or on TikTok or whatever. So I definitely wanted to get into that as well. Now, one very important thing is do not get overconfident. I know it could definitely feel such a good feeling when your trade plays out exactly how you wanted it to, which gives you a lot of confidence. It gives you a confidence boost. You feel good. But if you get too confident, you start getting too cocky, it might lead you to start taking like shittier trades because you're like, oh, like I won this trade. I'm the best. And then the next day comes around and you're like, you take a shitty trade because you thought you were doing so good on your head, and then you end up losing the trade and you're like, oh shit. Okay. So it's definitely very key to stay humble when you win a trade. Do not get overconfident. Winning traders always stick to their ground. They stick to their plan regardless of any sort of result, whether it's a win or a loss on your trade. And then another also super important thing is also journaling your wins. It's not just journaling your losses. It's any certain trade that you take, you need to journal it. It helps you just keep in line with yourself. Exact same concept. Are you focused? Were you locked in during the trade? Were you calm? What are your emotions? Why did you take the trade? All that certain stuff. You need to write it down, okay? Another thing is also logging yourself out of the account, so you don't get overconfident, like I said, to push yourself to take another trade after you already won your trade. Let's just say if you won a trade, you made $1,000, great. Now you get overconfident and you're like, oh, I could take another trade, no problem. You see a shitty ass setup and then you take a trade while you're still logging into your account. You lose a trade and you're like, damn, I just had that $1,000 and now it's gone. Or I lost $500. Well, now that's something that you can learn off of. So definitely logging yourself out of your account. Reviewing your strategy is another super important thing. After I take a win, I always sit and just like stare at the win that I took. Whether it's a win or a loss, I just like stare at it. I back test it over and over again for at least like an hour to fucking 2 hours. Okay, just the exact trade that I took. What could I have done differently? How could I have gotten a better entry? All that kind of stuff. So it's basically like you're back testing the trade that you took, just reviewing it and all that kind of stuff. Another thing that's also super important is like kind of reflecting on what you've achieved. Winning days are kind of like a testament to your preparation, your discipline, stuff like that. Take a moment to appreciate your work that you've done and remind yourself like why you started trading in the first place. This definitely keeps your motivation. I hate motivation. I hate the word, but it definitely keeps you like okay, I can keep on doing this every single day now. Another thing is just planning for the next day. So just don't just take the win and then call it a day and never look at the chart again. Spend time reviewing any other potential setups that you would have seen if you just back test, literally just back test for your next session. Stay sharp at it. Let's just say if you take a trade on Friday, you take a win, and then you just kind of close your computer and then you don't open it until Monday. I think that's a very stupid idea. Even though, yeah, you're getting away from the charts, I think you should at least spend maybe an hour or two on Saturday and on Sunday, just so you can prepare yourself mentally, keeping yourself sharp, making sure that you're not forgetting anything. You could always go back on the week and do some back testing. That's what I usually like to do. Obviously, like, I have a Discord, and every single week on either Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays, I love to go on a live call with all my Discord members and just going through the week, what we could have seen differently, going over the news or going over emotions and stuff like that. I love doing that with my group. And finally, just like, remember to protect both your mental and emotional capital. Trading can be very, very draining. So self-care, I hate that word, but self-care is very crucial on both winning and losing days. Take time to unwind. Just be around people that you love. I like to say this, that you need the 3 P's in your life. Be around people who give you profits, purpose, and peace. So be around those certain people. Don't be around toxic people who are going to just bring you down. If you have another person in your life that trades and they're just like super cocky about it, and they're always trying to bring you down and kind of be like egotistical, trying to look better than you, don't hang around those people. Get rid of them. Get out of their lives. Spend time with your family, meditate, find a new hobby, read a book, go for a bike ride, go for a run, whatever it could be. I think having a very balanced mindset is very key when it comes to becoming a profitable trader. Okay, so consistency wins over time. Whether it's a red day or a green day, just stick to your edge, manage your emotions, stay focused. The long game, that's literally what separates like a winning trader versus a losing trader. So that's really all I've got for you guys today. You could do this, all right? So I know you might be in a certain patch of your trading journey where you're like completely doubting yourself, right? So that's going to be the time where you could be like, okay, like I could just give up like the rest of the 99 people, just go back to living my average life, or it could be the 1% and just moving forward and continuing grinding and doing whatever you got to do to become successful and reach all your goals. So that's all I really have for you guys today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.